Hi, my name is Ryan Brindley, and this is going to be my video presentation over my article. Okay, the NFL and all contact sports know, and they let it happen. Let's talk about it. This presentation will cover Chapter 4, the adolescent brain, sports and brain damage, where I found the article called The Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy in Contact Sports, a systematic review of all reported pathological cases, CTE, the brain disease they don't want to talk about until you're dead. CTE is not a rare disease that you hear about on a Netflix documentary. It's a time bomb triggered by repetitive hits to the brain, especially high school football, boxing, and hockey. They can't diagnose anybody until after you die. So when you're alive, you're suffering, spiraling, and the research methods track age and cause of death. One of the main things that happens with people who start to get CTE early in life is lack of impulse control. So suddenly you have a 40-year-old retired professional athlete who's faster and stronger than 99% of the population, who can't control their temper. That's what makes these situations so scary for families, because they lose the ability to kind of keep it all reined in. The pain of watching people deteriorate is awful. They can't navigate life anymore. Every day they have a headache and they just want to kill themselves. It's the fall of the hero we've made them up to be. We see with all the autopsies how that journey is.
Leave the football before the football leaves you.
These physical changes trigger terrifying mental effects, such as sudden fits of rage, extreme paranoia, depression, and memory loss. For example, even Aaron Hernandez had the most severe CTE ever recorded for someone his age, along with the other athletes. The most dangerous sport in the world, no question, would be professional bull riding. The animals are big enough to kill them on accident. So factor in baseball bats, horns, coming out of an animal's head, and that raises the stakes for CTE. I'm glad the article I picked included professional bull riding into their brain selection of research. Players don't know the severe brain injuries were causing damage to these guys and athletes. When you break your arm, you treat it. When you break your ankle, you treat it. These injuries that are occurring in the brain, we have let a whole group of people in our society keep going on and on with an injury to the most important function of the body. And it is hugely problematic. CTE is more than just a brain injury. It's a nightmare that physically and mentally destroys you. Repeated head trauma leads to the brain degenerating over time, shrinking and hardening. For limitations and flaws, the data is incomplete because it doesn't include everybody's medical history, and the women are underrepresented with soccer, women's football, and other contact sports. The example size is also limited. We need more autopsies, clearly, to gain further research to show to the public. For applications and recommendations, youth tackle football is not safe for children. When we claim youth football is safe, it's under this absurd premise that they're not going to play in college, high school, and they're not going to go on to play in the NFL. And that is not what this game or any of these contact sports are designed to do. These coaches are there to make them good at football, make them love football or any of these contact sports, train them and retain them to put any child on that path with sports for Chapter 4 for adolescence and sports in the brain. Like boxing, hockey, wrestling, soccer, and go. Well, if you stop by 10, you're safe. But if you're good and you like it and you're a high school star, you're screwed.
Damn!
That is not a good or fair system for any child or adolescent brain.
Oh, the game's gone, innit? The game's gone.
The game's gone.
The game's gone.
The game's gone.
Game's gone.
Where is it?
For applications, children shouldn't play contact sports. My question for the peers watching, do y'all hit children in the head? No. If you saw somebody hitting your child in the head 5 times a day for 3 months, would you stop them? The answer would be, you'd try to stop them. So my point is that what's happening, or that is what's happening. Sorry. We're letting other kids hit our children in the head 5 times a day for 3 months. What we've learned about chronic traumatic encephalopathy is the longer you play contact sports, the more hits to the head, the greater your risk for CTE.
The football's left him. At this top level, he needs to call it a day at this level.
And so now that we know that it makes sense to start thinking about who should be getting exposed to this disease, CTE, is it fair to give a child a brain disease that they can't possibly understand? And that we need to educate parents, coaches, healthcare providers should all be informed to make better choices about sticking our youth in contact sports.
Here I come. Here I come.
That was it for my presentation. I wanted to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little bit more about CTE and autopsies. Thank you.
Not be proud. No, I am so proud.